Hey y'all, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Go ahead and tag someone. Invite them on. They can join now or they can come back and watch the replay. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. It's Wednesday already. This week has went by very fast. Come on in. This month is going by very fast. Come on in. My Savior. Come on in. Go ahead and tag someone. And I trust in God, my Savior, the one who will never fail. Never fail. Never fail. Welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for going ahead and tagging someone. They can join now. They can tune in now. They can come back and watch the replay. Welcome to you. Hello, everyone who is joining from everywhere. I thank you for your support, your consistency, your encouragement, the seeds that you may sow, the prayers. I appreciate you. I just love being able to do Wisdom Wednesdays, to fulfill this particular assignment. Many times we don't know what people are going through, y'all. We don't know what they face on the day-to-day basis. Just because you see people that may be smiling, just because you see people that look like they may have it all together, you may not know the inner battles that they may face. You may not know the storms that they may be currently facing or the valleys that they may be in. You don't know the grief that they are holding on to. You don't know the unforgiveness that they may be holding on to. You don't know what you think you may know when it comes to people you may see every day. That's why one of the biggest things is it does a few things. It doesn't hurt to be kind, because you don't never know when your kindness can save someone's life. You don't know when your smile can lift someone else up or give them the hope that they need to keep them from taking their life, to keep them from taking somebody else's life, to keep them from the drugs and from the sexual addictions or from the obsession with gambling. You don't know, or spending. Some people have different addictions. It's not always drugs, sex. It's not always those things. People have addictions to shopping, spending money, but you never know how or when just one thing you may say can change the whole trajectory of someone's life. And for those of you that are joining in, I am Dr. Perkins, Dr. P, Coach L. I do a lot of different things. So thank you for tuning in and joining in. And this is Wisdom Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday is just small segments that I come to do on Wednesdays just to give a word of encouragement, a word of instruction, a word of correction, however it may hit your doorstep, but in hopes that it can help to continue to bring transformation to your life. How many of you know that change incorporates or includes transformation? And change is inevitable, but some people find it difficult to want to change. But we're in a season now that change is necessary and it's for the better. You can't do the same thing, say the same thing, continue going in cycles and expect something different. That's insanity, y'all. Y'all know that. You have to desire and want change. You can't continue making excuses. You can't continue blaming your shortcomings and different things on other people. You 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, and you're blaming your shortcomings on somebody else. You have to take responsibility and accountability for where you currently are and where you want to go. And ask God to assist you with the transformation. But you can't do it by yourself. So many times people are focused and so in tune and worried about their possessions, their material things, what other individuals are saying, trying to please other individuals, looking for whom they are in other individuals, and not knowing what God caused you to be, what He's told you to do. We're looking sometimes in the wrong places. And those places, oftentimes, God is not there. Those are places that you may go to, people you may go to, people you may call, things that you may turn to, and He's not there. We're at a time in a season where people are losing hope, where people don't know which way to turn, where people are getting frustrated, they're becoming doubtful. They're angry and they're taking their anger out on other people that have nothing to do with where they are. You trusting in vain things. You're trusting in possessions. You trusting in your pastor and your leader and all those things. The Bible says, put no trust in man. For oftentimes they let you down. But as long as you put your trust in God, He would never fail you. Even when things don't go like we want them to, it's not that He failed us. It is that it was not according to His will. We have to stop looking at no's and looking at closed doors and looking at things that may not feel good to the flesh. Some no's, as I often say, saved my life and they saved yours too. There were plenty of closed doors that saved my life and they saved yours too. You may not see it right now, but please believe the individuals who may have walked out of your life and it devastated you, it was all for your good. The Bible tells us all things work together for the good, for those who love Him, and they are called according to His purpose. Not your purpose, not my purpose, but His purpose. The reason why sometimes devastation comes, weariness comes, wanting to throw in the towel comes. A lot of these other things that are not, they come because we put our trust in other things. And it tells us not to put no trust in man. Put your trust in Him. Try Jesus. Try God. Try our Lord and Savior. And I promise you that you will see the turnaround that you're looking for. I promise you that if you trust in Him, if you change your perspective according to Him, if you allow Him to be your guide, Him to be your navigator, and you trust and let Him drive, I promise you, your situation will overturn. You'll feel peace in your spirit. You won't continue to dwell and continue to focus on what was and what isn't. but he will give you his focus and you can focus on what's to come. You put your trust in him and watch that he will make things new. Put your trust in him and watch he change your crying into joy. Put your trust in him, because he will not leave us nor forsake us, because that's what the word says. And we know whatever he says, it will not return to him void. It will definitely accomplish what he sets it out to do. But we have to put our trust in him, the same trust that you put in to people who mean you no good, the same trust that you put into a seat that you sit down in hopes that it'll hold you up, the same trust that you put in, but more, that you know you put into people that you know don't mean you no good. Put that trust and that hope into God and watch things turn in your favor. It's time out for second guessing what he can do in your life. And listen, we got to understand this too. Everything in life isn't all good. We will go through some turbulent times. We will face obstacles. We will have some crooked paths. But that's when we surrender our will into his. That's when we ask him to come in, to enter in, to take over, to do. That's when we give our own will to him, because we can't do it, but he can. And that's when you allow him to orchestrate things in your life. But you got to trust God. Not trust everything around, not trust in just in the good, but also in the bad. Take your hands out of the situation. Take your hands out of the situation and trust in God. No matter how abrupt things may be happening, no matter what challenges you may be facing, what obstacles that you may be facing, the losses that have transpired, even in that, trust God. Because he knows better than what we ever will. And although sometimes we may not know what to do, how to say, even where to start, begin with him and end with him. Begin with him and end with him. Begin with him and end with him. Stop trying to take matters in your own hand. Stop trying to fix things yourself and allow God to do it. Those of you, let me tell you something. God knows our hearts. He knows our hearts. And he knows the willing vessels, the one who has pure heart, just like he knows the ones who have evil hearts. The ones who stand behind the word. The ones who try to utilize and act like that they're serving him and they're calling unto him. No, they're serving another God. And they're calling upon someone else. God is a God of order. He's our refuge. He's our provider. And no matter what may be going on, please know that he will never leave you nor forsake you. And although it may not feel good right now, your better is coming. For many of you, your better is already here. You may not see it. It may not look like it, but it's here. Trusting him, he will never, ever fail you. Trust in him. I promise he will see you through. Trust in him, for your latter shall be better. I just hope that I said something that was encouraging to you on tonight. Don't get weary. Don't you give up. Don't you quit. Don't you throw in the towel. Don't you continue to have these thoughts that the enemy tries to tell you to take your life and you're not going to never be anything, and all those different word curses that may have been spoken on your life. Don't you fret. Don't you fear. Understand that God is with you and he will never forsake you. Trust in him, call on him, focus on him and his word. And I promise that he will see you through. I promise you. Trouble don't last always. It don't. So you speak what he says until you see what he says. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on this evening. Know that we're in this thing together. Every joint supplieth. We need one another in this kingdom walk, because sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes it can be hard. But we have to hold each other up, encourage one another, speak life over one another, bind up the hands of the adversary that tries to come upon each other and into those that are attached to us. Trust God and watch. Better days, better days, better days are in store for you. God bless you. And I will see you, Lord's will, next time on Wisdom Wednesday.